Hello, hello, you guys. I hope you're having a great start to your day, your week, whenever you're listening to this. This is actually a little bit out of character for me. I'm recording this in the evening this week, and I'm just doing what I need to do to get it done, to get more podcasts out to you guys, and changing things up a little bit. I'm not going to go too much down the rabbit hole there. That's probably going to be another podcast episode soon. But today, I really want to give you this game-changing tool that I use and has served me so well in all the different transformations that I've had in my life, very specifically like losing the weight after both my babes, my day-to-day life, how I'm able to maintain my weight, even if I ever want to lose any weight or if I'm in training for something, this rule applies. And this rule applies whether it's a health and fitness goal or if it's a financial goal, if it's even a relationship, any goal. Okay. This is a game-changing tool that I want to share with you. And it's a simple one. This isn't like a long drawn out episode even. This is a really simple but game-changing tool that I want to share with you. And okay, last little rant on it is like, it's just like mind blowing. I feel like this is going to help so many of you guys to get the results that you want and need and like get out of a cycle of like start stopping and shit showing yourself, which is what I call that bag of thoughts that we all have when we when we fail on our way to our goal. And that shit show bag of thoughts can become like a Santa Claus bag of toys that he's delivering all over the world if you don't stop the cycle and empty or drop that bag at some point. And I think this tool is going to help you to like literally like let go of the baggage and the shit show thoughts and to just be able to like go straight ahead, move towards your goal and get results. Okay. So what is it? It is the 80% rule. Okay. And this, what I mean by that then is that when you are setting any goal, instead of what most people do is, and what I see a lot of the times is most people are like, okay, I'm making this plan. I've got this plan and I'm going to work out 4 times this week and for 45 minutes. And then I'm going to do this no sugar, no flour, which the whole deprivation restriction thing, I don't believe in that either. But if you do, whatever your nutrition plan is, even if it's not that, even if it's paleo or I don't know, Mediterranean diet, like Whole30, whatever y'all are doing out there, like whatever that diet or nutrition plan is, whatever your workout plan is, what most people do is they go into that plan having it all figured out, like, oh, I've got it. This is going to work for me this time. I've got it. You even did all the extra effort to like get your kitchen, put together and get your shoes out, right? Like you're ready for it. And what we don't leave this space for is failure, is that 99% of us are not going to hit that plan exactly as we thought and planned and put all that effort into. We're not going to hit that day to day. We're not going to hit that week to week. And when that happens, when you don't leave this space, that 20% space to allow for failure, to allow for whoops, like, you know what? I really wanted that effing donut and I freaking had it. And because if you don't allow for that space and that grace, then what do? What happens is that people will then spiral out, go through the shit show thoughts, shame themselves, guilt themselves into saying, gosh, dang it, I did it again. Like I'm only 3 days in or I'm a week in and I can't even stop myself. I have no willpower. Gosh, I can never do this. See, like nothing ever works for me. Or the shit show spiral of thoughts. Okay, right? You know what I'm talking about. We all have them. If you're a human, you have these thoughts. So I call those the shit show thoughts. And then what happens when you have the shit show thoughts? We feel like shit. We feel frustrated, stressed out, pissed off, upset, right? And what do most of us do when we're stressed, frustrated, pissed off, have that negative emotion in reaction to those shit show thoughts? You don't go do the workout, most likely, right? You sit on the couch, kind of throw your hands up, say F it. Well, might as well. I ate the donut earlier, might as well have the ice cream tonight, right? I'll start back on Monday, like 4 days from now. Like, or if it's the weekend and you had, a few more drinks or ate something the one night, like, oh God, I got off my plan. I got off track. Well, fuck it. I'll just cheat on all weekend and I'll get back on track on Monday, right? We allow our actions from that place, allow for all the excuses, all the actions that do not get us a single step closer to our goal, right? And now consider how many times you've rinsed and repeated that cycle, because when you made your plan, you thought you had the willpower, maybe you even had a coach or you had the program. I mean, you had the answers. You had all the how, right, of how to do this. And you even put it in your planner, in your schedule. But you didn't account for allowing that space and grace of hitting your goals at an 80% and allowing that 20% grace and space that, you know what? No, somebody's going to bring in a cookie. Your best friend's going to come into town, or you're going on vacation, or you get sick, or you know what? One night you're like, really, truly, for real, I just don't feel like doing this. Like, I'm good. You want to have the pasta, you want to have whatever. Okay. And now think about it. When you allow yourself that 20% space and grace, where you're like, all right, you know what? I'm going to plan my week for sure. And I'm going to shoot and aim for these 4 workouts and for this healthy eating plan that I have. I'm going to plan for that. Absolutely. You're going to have your fridge full with all the things. You're going to have your workouts planned at what time, right? And what you're going to do. You're going to have that all planned out, but you're just going to know. You're going to shift your perspective. You're going to shift your expectations of hitting that 100% day after day, week after week in this human life. You're going to shift that you know what? Life is going to happen. Life is 50-50. Nobody is perfect. And you know what? If they are, amen, good for you if you're that 1% that says you're going to do something. You go do it, no questions asked. That makes me kind of think of David Goggins. And I'm like, you know what? Good for you. I love me some David Goggins for some inspiration at times. But listen, that's not the way that I operate. I've tried that. It just doesn't work for me. And it doesn't work for 99% of us. So if you are not like a David Goggins, you've got to leave that space and open yourself to failing 20% of the time in your day-to-day, in your week-to-week of your plan. Okay. And what I mean by that, what that looks like is maybe, you're doing great on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, nothing out of the ordinary. Life doesn't happen. You're having some great days. But then Friday, your kids get sick. So you can't go do your workout. Okay. And then Saturday, they're still sick and you ran out of groceries from the whole week. So you've got to order some Chick-fil-A, and you still make the healthier choice, but you still have some fried, chicken nuggets with the salad, or some French fries, right? Wasn't in your plan, but you still made a healthier choice, did the best you could, and you're giving yourself grace. Life has happened, right? And then come Sunday, you have a piece of cake because it's a birthday, and you were thinking you were going to, or you had 2 cupcakes instead of 1. You know what? You were like, oh gosh, it just got to me. Okay, guess what? No big fucking deal. Sorry if there's kids around for that. But you guys, when you allow that space and grace for that 20%. And you say that to then that's what you say to yourself. All of a sudden, you don't have this shit show spiral of thoughts and shame and guilt and tell yourself all those things. Oh, this is why it's not working for me. I'm so lazy. I can never do this. See, instead of that, when you allow for that 20%, you know what you say to yourself? And I know this because this is what I do. What do you say to yourselves? I say, like, no big deal. That's no big deal. Okay, so I made brownies. Like, no big deal. Didn't plan to have sugar tonight or dessert, but you know what? I was really wanting a brownie and I had it. No big deal. Moving on. Next day, you know what I do? I still get up and go do my workout. I still drink a shit ton of water the next day. I still eat a salad maybe for breakfast or lunch. I still eat my healthy meal plan that I originally planned. Like, all goes back to normal. Instead of, remember what we talked about before is like, if you give yourself the shit show thoughts, then what do? You sleep in, you skip the workout. You're like, it's not going to make a difference anyway. See, I can never do this. You eat the shit show breakfast and you keep doing that the whole next day. And maybe you start on Monday, maybe you don't, right? Do you see the domino effect by shifting yourself from whatever plan you have for your goal, that your new expectation, the new rule is the 80% rule, where you're going to make your plan and you're going to plan to hit that. But you're going to know that winning is when you hit that plan at 80%. That is winning, not 100%, not 110%. Okay, you know what? If you do that one week, great. Bonus points, okay? Gold star for you. But the expectation, what winning, the definition of winning is now 80%. When you get 3 out of your 4 workouts in, that is winning, my friends. That is like, you are crushing it when you do that. Do you know, like, that's what I do for my training and even for my like nutrition, how I'm eating. I generally have a way of healthy eating that I do. And you know what? Sometimes I want the brownie and I eat the brownie and it's no big deal. Right? And I don't psych myself out. I don't feel guilty for it. I don't feel shame for it. I enjoy the freak out of that brownie. I love it. I eat it up and I have so much joy around it. Versus, think about it if you are like, just for that food fight battle where you're like, I want to have the cupcake, but I know I shouldn't have the cupcake. And then you have the cupcake in the first, you don't even enjoy it. You're just like, oh man, I shouldn't have had the cupcake. No, eat the cupcake. Like, whatever it is, allow yourself that 20% of grace and space. And here's the kicker, you guys, okay? So now I want you to imagine implementing this in your goals, okay? When you implement this rule and you hit your goals at 80% week after week after week after week, because why are you hitting it week after week after week and being consistent? Which consistency is what creates new results. It's not an effort on one day. You don't go work out for 5 hours on one day or do 100 push-ups one day and get the body you want and lose the weight. No. It's when you do 10 push-ups every single day. It's when you work out or eat healthy, majority of the days, 80% of the time, right? Every 7 days a week. It's not when you eat healthy. I made a really healthy eating day. That's not going to get you results. Consistency, day after day, week after week, will get you the results. No way, it doesn't happen. If you keep progressing and figuring it out, there's no way you don't get the results if you're consistent with it, okay? And so, by this 80% rule, it allows you to always keep going. Because guess what? When you're winning 80% of the time, what do you want to do the next week? You want to keep going towards your goal. You're like, I did it. You're acknowledging all those wins that you made in your week. the 80% of the time that you actually were eating healthy and got those 3 out of 4 workouts in, and not focusing on the 20% that you didn't do, which is what most people do, is they're like, oh, well, Friday was kind of a shit show day. And I'm like, what about the other 6 days of the week? Like when you crushed it? Are we forgetting about that? This is so normal for our human brains to do this, okay? So we're going to focus on all the wins and all the amazing things you're doing. And when you are like, oh my God, I lost a pound, I made healthy choices majority of the time, I got 3 out of 4 workouts in, you're like, let's go. Let's go. Week 2, got you, coming at you. Week 4, got you, coming at you, right? Okay. So then you actually keep showing up for yourself week after week after week, month after month to create new results. And guess what? You can maintain that for life. You can maintain 80% as you're winning for life. Now, if you try to maintain 100% and you're trying your whole keto, low carb, 5 workouts, 60 minutes every single week for my whole life, like, okay, what about when you go on vacation? What about when you have like a girls' weekend? What about when the kids get sick? And then you shit show on yourself because you couldn't keep that going, right? Then we just fall off and we're like, oh, well, it could be weeks later. It could be months later because you weren't able to maintain something that was sustainable and consistently do it for your life. Welcome to a new world, my friends. The 80% rule is going to change your life. Can you see this? Do you feel what I'm putting out there? That whatever your goal is, okay, this could even fall into like financially. If you have a goal to pay off your debt, to make more money, okay, yes, plan for what you really want and the goal, but know that, you know what, maybe in your paying off debt, you do buy the fucking latte, right? Or you get yourself a pair of pants. And you know what? That wasn't in your strict budget that you originally planned for, that had no room for grace or space, right? Had no room to get the medication or, shoes that you didn't plan for, or tire that was going to like go off your car, whatever it is, right? Like when you make that strict financial budget, and if you don't hit that, oh, you have no willpower, you're a failure, you're never going to pay off your debt, right? Versus the 80% rule. Listen, you are paying off your debt like 80%, like really saving, putting that money away towards it. Okay, you know what? You bought a pair of jeans that month. Like you really needed them, you really wanted them, you thought about it, you were conscious about it. Okay, fine. You got the latte one day. You went out to eat one extra date night because you know what? You were really feeling it. No big deal. I don't know about you guys, but like my shoulders drop. Like life feels lighter, feels more fun. It feels simple and doable, which is what most of my clients say about a lot of the tools that I provide in coaching. It's like, oh, like I can do it this way? Like, wait, what? Yes. Yes. So I hope this is helpful for you guys. I want you to take this rule and try it. And guess what? That was the last thing I was going to say too, is like, how do you put this into play? When do you try this? Like, what does that look like right now? Whatever goal it is that you're working on, if you have a nutrition plan, if you have a workout plan, if you have a build your relationship back to thriving or financial plan, implement the 80% rule. Stop trying to be so strict and so perfect that you do not allow yourself that 20% space and grace in your weeks. Okay? I want you to take a look at whatever it is you're doing and hold that space. Oh, that's what I was going to say too, is in my training, like for my ultras, I apply this same rule. I have my workouts for the week planned out, what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do them, what those workouts look like, how many miles. And guess what? I hit that 80% in my week. I almost always miss one workout. Yep. Or my lifting session was supposed to be, I planned for 40 minutes or like probably about 40 minutes. I would say majority of the time I'm like getting 20 minutes or 30 minutes in. Like, you know what? And I don't go down the shit show spiral on myself. I rack up the wins and celebrate what I did do and what I did get in, right? And I just keep moving on. I keep moving on into that week that allows me to then keep doing the workouts and maybe even crush it later in the week, right? So, you guys, 80% rule. Put this into play, into your goals. Let me know how it's going. I want to hear the difference this makes for you, knowing that like 80% is in fact winning. And what kind of consistency and results can you create when you're hitting that 80% every single week, week after week? Can you imagine the kind of results you can get? Okay, let me know if this was helpful and what your results you're getting. I'm going to do a quick plug too for the Summer of 23 challenge that I just announced today, actually. And that is going to be an 8-week challenge. And that's in the Ultra Life group coaching program that is relaunching. And so we're going to go 8 weeks where you could lose 8 pounds in those 8 weeks. You could have more energy. You will learn the tools that will allow you to sustain and do these healthy habits and things for the rest of your life. This is not just like a one and done. Yes, we're going to like do some push and like really challenge you in that challenge, but they're things that you just get to keep doing. It's like there's no restriction, no deprivation, no, you can't have brownies for these 8 weeks, none of that. Okay. We start June 27th in the group, and I would love to have y'all if you are ready to make a change. If you've been like, oh God, I'm really thinking about it, or you've tried and failed and just haven't been able to get your goal that you want that's been on your heart and head for weeks and months, this is the place to do that. Okay. This is going to be your time. So if you are interested and want to hear more and get the details, I will have the link in the show notes to sign up and get the details even more so for the challenge. All right, you guys, I hope you have an amazing night, and I can't wait to hear about you